Welcome to the Dream 100 Show, the epicenter of influence, collaboration, and exponential growth. You're about to discover the power of relationships. Dream 100 relationships. And you're one relationship away from a totally different business and life. This is your host, Michael Tasner.
One of the biggest things for business owners and marketers just went live this past week. Agentic shopping is now live. Now, I've been talking about this a little bit over the last 6 to 12 months, and we are able to kind of see where things are headed. We can see that Claude, Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT in particular, we're going to focus on today, have continued to take market share. They're taking market share from Google left and right. Now, Gemini is owned by Google, but ChatGPT, Claude, they're literally rolling things out fast and furious. They are marketing and sales machines. So one of the really, really interesting things, if you do some research on ChatGPT and you look at the revenue and you look at the profit, but you zone in on where are they actually spending their money. Yes, they have a lot of money that they're spending / investing in people, but they're putting a lion's share of their money at marketing and sales. They're a marketing machine. You know that my MO that I teach you is marketing above all, that you need to be in the marketing business. It doesn't matter what business you are in the marketing business. Home services, retail, e-commerce, coaching. You are a marketing machine. That is how you grow a business. You need to leverage the tools and technology to help you accelerate faster. So what actually launched, and again, what does it mean for you? And most importantly, what are some of the actions that you need to be taking? So ChatGPT has now integrated Etsy into its, we'll just call it software for now, but into its engine. So what this now has done is that if you're going and having a conversation, so conversational buying, hey, I'm looking for some new dinnerware, I'm looking for, and again, stick with me on the Etsy side because hopefully you can quickly start to see where this is going to go. But people are going to be able to have a conversation. I want to add some art to my office. I'm looking for X. I have not great energy. Is there something that can be an energy clearing? And it's going to now start to recommend products. Now, at least as of today, and I would foreshadow this will change, it's putting things up based on relevance, not by people that are putting ad dollars. So as of today, October 1st, 2025, you cannot bid like you can on Google to say, hey, I want my product to be recommended more than others. Do I think that will change in the future? I do. I hope, part of me, the marketer in me hopes that it does so that we can game that system and take advantage of it. But then the other part of me doesn't. Because if people now are only seeing things that are being propped up, you're going to miss out on some of the things that could be hidden gems and different things like that. So we won't go down that rabbit hole just yet, but think about that. You can be inside of an engine, so ChatGPT, talk to it, have a conversation, and not have to leave the platform. That is the secret sauce. So you could go to Google and say, give me some dinnerware options. Give me, I want to have a craft activity for the kids this weekend. And you're going to have to go and you're going to go to Amazon or Walmart, whatever is being recommended and propped up. You're going to look at some of the organic listings maybe. You've got to go to their websites and check out. Here you stay on the ChatGPT ecosystem. And that to me is massive. Your prospects, your customers, they want ease. Why do you think people love Amazon? It's not that they always have the lowest prices, because they traditionally don't. If you're not aware of how the Amazon kind of financial stuff works on the other side, so for sellers, you can be paying 15 to 20% of your sale going to Amazon. That's a pretty, and again, it varies, but do the math on that. So if I know that if you buy from my website, let's say I've got a $100 widget and I'm going to pay credit card fees. If you go on Amazon, it's going to cost me 20% more. I very well may not match my Amazon price to my website price. So usually, and it's also very similar to DoorDash. People are going to DoorDash, and you can go to the actual website and you will see that many things are not the exact same price because the business can't afford to absorb those fees. But why do people keep going to DoorDash? If I know that it's going to be 10 or 20% more expensive, why do I keep going to Amazon if I know that it might be more expensive? You go because it is convenient and it is easy. You go because you can have instant gratification. I can go to Amazon right now, take out my cell phone, find what I'm looking for, click a button, and it's at my house within 2 days, sometimes even next day. The 24 hours or less is becoming pretty crazy to me. Things that I'll order on a Saturday getting dropped off on a Sunday afternoon, I mean, that's insane. DoorDash, all these different options. I don't have to go to 100 different restaurants. I can look at the reviews, boom, place my order. I can track it. It's easy. It's already got my credit card there, etc. So why would someone want to have a conversation with an AI agent, whatever agent that is, in this case ChatGPT, get some recommendations, then have to leave the platform? They've now made it where you literally can click, buy, done, ordered, right from within the platform. So start to think about where this is going to go. So the next thing that they're going to integrate is Shopify. So if you're an e-commerce provider, I hope that you are on the Shopify platform, because that is going to open up another new wave of buyers. People can now find you right inside the engine, click a little button, purchased. Easy, effortless, and fun. Like, that is a beautiful thing. So how do you take advantage of this? But also, on the opposite side, I know that not every one of our listeners to this podcast, the Dream 100 show, is a retailer or an e-commerce provider. So what do you have to do? What are the action steps for you to take advantage of this wave? Get in while everything is so hot and fresh right now that you can be light years ahead. Step one, I need you to do a little bit of an audit to see, what does your AI presence look like? Now, there's going to be an asterisk here, and there's a lot of conflicting information. Everyone is telling people different things. So I will simplify it for you. When you need to see how well are you doing with AI, you want to be using fresh instances of whatever tool you're using. So you want to make sure ChatGPT, it doesn't have all of your history, for example. You want to be doing things fresh. Same thing with all the other tools. Now, why do you want to be doing that? Because the whole point of AI is it gets smarter. It gets to know you. It knows your buying trends and habits and behaviors. So if you have already asked about your business or your industry many, many times, that's going to use that, and you're going to see data that's going to be very different from other people. Now, where I differ from a lot of other people is when I say other people, marketers, people that are teaching marketing, yes, there are going to be variations. Your rankings will be different from my rankings, but it's not to the place where it is so widely different. It's not to where, if you're a local business, for example, that on my version of Grok, it's going to recommend my business first, and on yours, I'm going to be on Grok, and we're talking the same one, that I'm going to be number 400. It's not that wide of a variance, but there will be some variances. So what do you actually do then? You need to make sure that you are putting a lot of time and resources the remainder of this year into all things AI search. That means making sure step one is that you are practicing rock solid search engine optimization on your website. Making sure that you're ranking well in Google, for example. Obviously, Gemini is going to be tied to Google, and the Google business listings are going to be ranking well in Gemini. So you've got to understand each of the ecosystems, and they are a little bit different, and they're pulling from different things. But if you go back to the basics, good search engine optimization. Number two, good reviews. And I want you to have reviews everywhere. Don't just focus anymore on Google Business. Focus on Yelp. Focus on all the alternative platforms. Number three, up your content game. If there's anything that you're like, Michael, where should I invest more money? 100% right now into great content. Keyword is great. You can't be just putting out 300 to 500 word blog posts anymore. I need to see content that is well researched, that is thought out, that has charts, that has graphics. These AI agents they like to pull from things that appear to be scholarly. They're pulling from tools like the Associated Press. They're pulling from Harvard Business. They're pulling from things that look well researched, that are also referenced. So you're citing different sources. Like, how did you come up with this content for people? You need to up your content game more than you ever have before. And I'm not just simply referring to social media. I'm talking more long form content. Now, I also want you to go on a fishing expedition to look at some of the platforms that you have not considered in quite some time. Reddit is a big one. A lot of people say, well, what do you mean Reddit? Well, a lot of the AI tools are pulling data from Reddit. They're looking for conversations. Well, if a lot of people are talking about this product or this service, we want to rank it well. You need to make sure that you are in a spot to where when ChatGPT now says, great, you can click this little button and we're now going to integrate your website products into it. We're going to integrate it to where if someone wants to buy landscaping, think about it. You have to start to get not even outside the box. I'm trying to think the right word. You've got to put your futurist hat on right now. You've got to start to say, isn't that interesting? So isn't that interesting that we can now buy right from ChatGPT? Isn't that interesting? Where could that head? Maybe ChatGPT rolls out their own version of something like a Shopify, and that can be powering your website, and now you're completely integrated into that ecosystem. You have to look at where buying behavior is going. You have to look at where the attention is flowing. It is moving off of Google onto these tools. Now it's also moving off to TikTok Shop if you're an e-commerce business. It's moving to Whatnot with social selling, which I've talked about. But if we're putting our blinders on right now, and I'm giving you some forecasts, where is this going to head? I firmly believe that regardless of if you're an e-commerce business or not, what if you're that landscaper? I use landscaping references almost every podcast. You might say, Michael, I don't sell products. What if I could go to ChatGPT, say, I need a new landscaper. Can you recommend someone? And your business pops up and they can click a button and literally order a weekly lawn cut, maybe for the whole summer, season. Think about all the services. I need this done. Think about how people search for things. They are going to Google, typing in landscaper near me. So what's not to say that they're going to do the exact same thing on ChatGPT? Can you recommend a good landscaper? Here are the recommendations. Do you want to order something? Click one button, great, boom, done, ordered. If I know that it's that easy, why would I want to leave the platform? That is where things are going. And what also has to be understood is that the person on the other side that's using these AI tools, these agentic search, they're becoming obsessed with these tools. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but you can do the research. People are becoming obsessed to where the AI tool is like their best friend. And I know it sounds a little far-fetched right now. I mean, I will tell you that I literally talk to ChatGPT at least an hour a day, having a conversation back and forth. So if that is where I'm putting my time and my attention, and ChatGPT is getting stronger, smarter, it's learning more and more about me, imagine how powerful that's going to be for all the different businesses. Imagine how disruptive this is continuing to be for Google. This is already here. I need you to be preparing. I need you to up your content game. I need you to look at how can you continue to be helpful and authentic? How can you get more and more reviews for your business, for your service, and not just on Google My Business. A year or two ago, I would say go all in on Google Business Profiles and drive everything there. Things are moving fast. You need to have that multi-channel approach. Otherwise, when they have the ability for you to integrate this into your storefront. Restaurants, you want to easily buy gift cards. You want to make reservations right inside of the tool without having to leave and go to OpenTable, for example. Just think about where things are going to head. Any business. Professional services. Is there a good accountant near me? Great. Do you want to schedule a 60-minute consult? Boom, hit this button, done. Scheduled. That is where things are headed. But for you to capitalize, you need to make sure that your business is being positioned into it. If you're non-existent online, you're sunk. Now, I would assume because you're listening to this, you've got a good online presence. Buckle down the next couple of months. Focus on what I just trained you on. Start getting more content out there so that you will be ahead of the curve. The gold rush is coming. Michael Tasner signing off. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'll see you next week.